Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I'm going to start this video off by opening up another one of these packages of my YSL All Hours primer. I'm still working my way through these. I'm definitely going to buy the primer after I'm finished with all these little samples that I got because I'm totally in love with it. It makes my skin look so smooth and it really does help keep my foundation on for longer, which is really great. I was going to film a Valentine's Day look that was super dramatic, super glam. I talked about doing that in my last video, but I decided that that's not really how I would do my makeup for Valentine's Day. So I wanted to do a video of how I would actually do my makeup for Valentine's Day. So this is more simple, really glowy, fresh skin, and a few little things thrown in that I know that my boyfriend will likes when I do my makeup that way. So it's just going to be a little bit more like actually wearable and something that I would actually wear. Obviously, I just said that. Okay, so I'm just putting on a little bit of foundation here. I'm mixing my Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation, which has become my favorite foundation for more of a dewy look. If I'm going for more full coverage, more dramatic, I like the Dior Forever, but for more glowy, dewy, natural, sort of everyday kind of skin, I definitely prefer the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder. I did mix in a little bit of my Dior Forever in the color 021, just because that's a little bit darker and I still have this tan. And yeah, it just helps the color match me a little bit better. So I'm just going ahead and putting some foundation on my neck because it's really white, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend it in with my beauty blender. Alright, so as you saw probably at the beginning of the video, I had a breakout a couple of days ago. It's all calming down. I think it happened because I drank alcohol, honestly. Or it could be the B12 that I'm taking. But anyways, I had a breakout that was kind of clearing up here. So because I went in with a lighter coverage foundation, I just want to do a little bit of spot concealing so that the areas that have little pimples and dark marks are more hidden. So I'm using my Dior Forever concealer for that and blending it in with my finger. And then here, I didn't show the product, but this is my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is one of my favorite products ever. So the way I'm using it is on the tops of my cheekbones, underneath my eyes, and a little bit above my brows. I put this product on the areas where I have sort of the smoothest skin. Those are sort of the areas for me that are really nice and smooth. This product can pick up texture, especially if you're using it on top of your makeup like that. So just keeping it in the areas where I don't have too much texture going on so it doesn't emphasize that. And then I'm going to go over top with my concealer. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm running out, which means I have to pick up a new concealer soon, which is the bane of my existence. I can never find a good concealer that I love. If anybody has any suggestions for a concealer that's more hydrating and dewy, leave it down below. I hate Shape Tape, so if you like Shape Tape, then don't leave me any recommendations because I'm not going to like what you like. Okay, just blending that in with my beauty blender here. For powder today, I'm using my favorite powder. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder in shade number 1. I'm going to be pretty minimal with this. Just going to use it to set the concealer anywhere that I put that, so right underneath my eyes. You can see the way this adds a really beautiful sort of airbrush blurred effect to my skin. And then I'm also just going to use that on the areas where I get oily. So right in the center of my forehead, my nose is always super oily. And then this is the same powder but in shade number 2, and I'm just adding that to the areas where I'm going to put bronzer later to help the bronzer blend out more easily. So you can see just on my temples and then in my contour area here, just adding a little bit of that powder. And I'm using the darker color because my skin's a little bit darker in those areas. And I'm going to use the lighter color under my eyes to brighten. So here I am going to show you guys how I am doing my brows. So I bought this Anastasia Brow Wiz that I'm not very happy with. I find the product way too creamy, so it makes my brows super dark. And even though it's a fine tip, I find it really hard to make nice, precise, clean brows. So I'm using it more like a pomade. I'm really lightly putting down the product and sort of getting the shape that I want my eyebrow to be. And then I go ahead with my little angled brush and I kind of comb it out with the brush, almost as if I was using it as a pomade. Like, well, I am using it as a pomade, almost as if it were a pomade. So that's just going to help blend it out. so it's not so harsh, and then I can use this product up and not waste it. And I thought my brows turned out pretty good doing it this way, so I'll probably continue to do it. Just being really mindful to take really light strokes and take my time with this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and set that with my Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brow Gel in the shade Supermodel. And I'm brushing the brow hairs upwards so that I get that nice supermodel-esque brow that I love. All right, guys, so something revolutionary here. I'm going to use my bronzer as my eyeshadow. Yes, I know. I'm really just out of this world creative. So this is the same bronzer I'm going to use on my face later, and I am starting with a fluffy brush and buffing that in just sort of above my crease and shaping out the wing shape on the outer corner so that I get more of a cat eye effect. And then still using my bronzer here, I'm just switching brushes. So I switched to a more dense brush with shorter bristles, and I am packing that color all over the lid. So really just making sure it's nice and pigmented, and then going ahead and blending it together with the color that's already laid down in my crease. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize palette. Really, really beautiful palette. I'm going to use that bottom left shade there. It is the pop shade in the palette. It's sort of like a beigey glitter. I love the pop shades in the Charlotte Tilbury palettes. It makes putting glitter on your eyes super easy. You don't need glitter glue. You just dip your finger right in there and then pop it where you want it. So I am placing that right into the center of my lid. It creates sort of a halo effect, but really it's just giving my eyes almost like a wet look, which I really dig. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of bronzer on a pencil brush and run that underneath my eyes as well and connect it to the V shape that I have on the outer corner on the top. And then I just blend that out with the same medium density, short bristled, fluffy brush that I used to pack the color on top of my lid. Just to keep everything nice and seamless, blend it together, and just kind of smoke it out a little bit more under there. This is the Maybelline Black is Black gel liner, and I'm going to go ahead and do a tiny little wing. I want sort of a classy wing. So I just start by pulling the tail out towards my hairline and then connecting it back in with my lash line. And then I just go ahead and clean it up a little bit and make sure that it is the length that I want, the shape that I want. And then I come back in again and finish up the line across my lash line. Something that I like to do sometimes is take a Q-tip and just run it along the edge of the wing liner so that the tip is a little bit more smoky. It's not as sharp and defined, kind of smokes out at the end. I think it looks really pretty and just kind of pulls the wing together and makes it look a little bit more complete. Here I am popping on a pair of lashes. These are my Kit lashes. I think the style is something wispy. I buy them at Rexall. They're pretty affordable and they look like lash extensions. I chose them because they have a really nice curl in them. They're a little bit more natural than most of the other lashes that I have. And then I'm just going ahead and covering up the lash band and the lash glue with a little bit more of the Maybelline gel liner. Again, just trying to blend everything together, make everything look nice and seamless, make those lashes look as natural as possible. Going ahead with my bronzer here, so I'm using that Dior Forever bronzer again, which I'm so sad. I just found out from one of my clients is discontinued because I sent her to buy it and it was not there anymore, so I'm treasuring it now. But I'm just going ahead and dusting some bronzer onto my forehead and temples. And then I'm going to go ahead, once that's blended out, add a little bit to the sides of my nose. I find that this contours my nose perfectly fine. I don't really need that much of a nose contour, so I just do that. I don't know. I like the way it looks. And then I'm going ahead and patting a little bit of bronzer in on my cheeks as well, kind of in my contour area. I'm doing this really lightly so as not to disturb the foundation or concealer that is right in that area. That was kind of where I had a few of my little breakouts earlier in the video, so I'm mostly doing patting motions to keep everything in place, not swiping too much, just a little bit sort of back towards my ear. And then, yeah, just connecting that with the bronzer on my temple and adding a little bit to my neck as well because, as I've already said, my neck is super white. The highlight that I would choose for my Valentine's Day makeup is my Charlotte Tilbury Spotlight Highlighter. I'm using this highlighter because it looks really nice in low lighting. So if you're going out for dinner, if you are going on a little date for Valentine's Day, this is going to show up really nicely in that nice romantic lighting. Obviously, when it's got a bright ring light shining on it, it looks pretty bomb too. But yeah, it looks really nice in low lighting. So I added a little bit of that to my inner corners as well, and I'm just blending it out with a brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and blush with the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop blush in the color Love Glow. So popping that onto the apples of my cheeks, blending it back in with my contour and highlight. Moving on to lips, I'm using the Savage Rose lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury and overlining my lips with that, trying to make them even and give them a little bit more volume than they have naturally. I definitely thought this was a better angle for my lip liner than it really was. And then this is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Liquid Lip in the color Screen Siren. This is a super flattering color on me. Whenever I wear it, I get tons of compliments. I just feel like the color works really nicely. It has a blue base to it, which is why I used that blue-based blush. I feel like they go together really nicely and they're really girly and feminine. And I'm just adding a little bit of highlighter to my Cupid's bow as well. And that's going to finish up the look. So guys, this is how I would actually do my makeup for Valentine's Day. I was really sad to take it off half an hour after I put it on, after I filmed this video, because I just thought it looked so pretty. The eyes are really natural, but it brings attention to them and gives them a little bit of shape and definition. And those lashes are super girly and flirty. And the red lip is kind of an homage to Valentine's Day. If I was wearing this look not for Valentine's Day, I might not necessarily do the red lip. I might do more of like a pinky nude to keep things on the natural side. So if you're watching this video for more date night makeup, then you could try more of like a pinky nude lipstick. But for Valentine's Day, I wanted that really nice, pretty pop of red on the lip. And the liquid lipstick's really nice because it doesn't really go anywhere, just stays in place, lasts for a really long time. And yeah, like I said, I find it really flattering on me. So pick a lipstick that's really flattering on you, maybe one that your boyfriend really likes to see you wear, and go with that for your lip because the eye is just so neutral. You can pretty much wear it with anything. I'm just rambling now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up so that more people can see it too, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you guys. Thank you. Bye. Do you like my makeup?
Yes.
What do you like about it?
I like the bold lips and the sparkly eyes and the hoop earrings and the red warm tones.
Do you think I look pretty?
Yes.